everybody, it's Doreen and welcome back to day 2 of my Christmas card series. Today we will be using the Cricut and the Gypsy again, and we will be using the Close to My Heart Artiste Cartridge. So, what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we will be making today. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so let's bring up our supplies and let's get started with day number 2 of the series. So now my card measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I take it and score it in half to make it a 5.5 by 4.25 inch card. And this is some of the Joann fabric textured cardstock. So now, my next layer, we are going to be using the Card Creator layers. And this is from the basic layer A. So this piece of cardstock measures 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And that's going to be our layer right here. And we're not going to ink it or anything, so let's go ahead and get out our ATG gun so we can just go ahead and add this to the card. So I'm going to get some tape on here, and this cardstock is just some cardstock that I've had around for a while. And as you can see, I put my measurements on the back so that I could tell you what they were. But I didn't do any measuring as far as measuring out my cardstock itself. I went ahead and just used the Card Creator die from the basic A set. I want to make sure I don't get any tape on the front of the card, or this layer, even though you won't see it. So we can go ahead and add this to our card. So what I'm going to do is open up our card, and I'm just going to lay this down. So this is going to leave you about an eighth of an inch on each side. So I'm just going to go ahead and press that down. So now I'm ready to add my next layer, and this is just some plain white cardstock. This is some of the Georgia Pacific cardstock. Now this came from the Card Creator B. So this is going to be the next layer that I lay on top, and this measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. So you have 5 1/4, 3 7/8. And I'm going to lay that one right down on top of there. Now I'm not going to ink the edges of this layer as well. So let's get out the ATG gun and get our tape on here and lay this down with some tape. So we're gonna just get our tape going all the way across. Now I did have one of my subscribers, I believe her name is Anna Maria, who asked me the stack or the cutting stack for using the Card Creators with a Cuttlebug. Now I do have a Cuttlebug, but I've packed it away because I don't use it anymore. I use my Big Shot. But what I wanted to let everyone know is the measurements or the way you should stack your items using the Cuttlebug or the Big Shot. When you open up the packaging for your Spellbinder dies, I didn't save the one for the basic or the Nestabilities. I'm sorry about that noise there. But on the inside, it gives you how you should stack your layers for each die cutting machine. So you have the one for the measurements, and the stacking layers for the Big Kick. You have the stacking layer for the original Sizzix, the Cuttlebug, and the Big Shot. So I'm going to tell you what it's saying for your Cuttlebug, Anna Maria. So you should use your A plate, your C plate, and then you're going to put the Spellbinder die. So you'll take the Card Creator die. Let me get one out. So that would be, and what I've also done is gone and labeled mine in the corner so that I wouldn't get them mixed up. So I'm going to get the one out that is the measurements for this. So this is my letter B, and I have a B up here in the corner. So your A plate, your C plate, and then you're going to lay down your Spellbinders die with the cutting side up, like so. And then you'll put your cardstock and then your B plate. And then you'll run that through your Cuttlebug. So I hope that helps those of you who do have the card creator dies but don't have the Big Shot, or you have a Cuttlebug. That was how you would do it for your Cuttlebug. And since I gave what you do for the Cuttlebug, I might as well give what you do for the Big Shot. So now for your Big Shot, you're going to place your large platform down first with all the tabs closed. And I'm going to get my plate out. So you're going to place this down, and you're going to make sure your tab 1 and tab 2 are closed. Then you are going to lay your plate, one of your plates, and I apologize, my plates have been through a lot. You can see they're all bent up and so forth. So then you'll lay that plate down. Then you're going to lay your die down, and then your cardstock. So let me just get a piece of cardstock real quick. Okay, so I have my cardstock. So then you'll lay your cardstock down, and then you're going to lay your next clear plate. And as you can see, this one's really been through a lot. But it still cuts perfectly fine. And then you'll put that, and then you'll run that sandwich through your Big Shot. So that's how you do it. And I hope I was able to explain that for everyone. And now they know what to do. So let me put this away real quick, and we'll get back to making our card. So now, I believe I gave the measurements for this already, and I've already taped it down. So now I'm going to add my last layer. And this layer right here is from this paper pack. It's by Recollections. It's called the Botanical Noel. And got some really pretty papers in here. So with this one, I went back to my card creator letter A, because as I've said before, you can mix and match A and B. So I'm using A now. So my first letter was from A, my second layer was from B, and now I'm gone back to layer A. And for this size, this measures 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Now I'm giving you the measurements so in case you don't have the card creator, you still can cut your cardstock. And I haven't done any measuring out everything. I've just gone ahead and used the card creator. But I did go ahead and take, as a suggestion that I got from one of my subscribers, Valerie. Hi Valerie. Where I've gone ahead and die cut it out, all of the dies, and labeled it Card Creator A. And then on the other side, I've done the same thing. I've die cut it out all of the Card Creator B and labeled the measurements. That way I'm able to give you the measurements, and you don't have to have the Card Creator by Spellbinders. But I do recommend that if you do not like to measure, which we all know what, I hate to measure, that you do buy this because it makes it so much easier as far as layering, and you can interchange them. So let's go on and continue adding our layers. But before we add the layer, I have some ribbon that I want to lay down with this layer. And this is a piece of ribbon that spells out Merry Christmas. So I want to put that down here at the bottom. So I want to get this on here now. And I kind of want the Merry Christmas to be lined up about right here. So just real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and put my ornament on. so I can mark lightly with a pencil where I want to lay my ribbon. And I want to lay my ribbon right there and right there. Okay, so we can pull this up. So I'm going to tape the first side, one side down first. Now I've cut out quite a bit because I wanted to make sure I got that Merry Christmas right there in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and put just a small piece of tape right here, just so that I can lay the ribbon down and get that Merry Christmas right there in the center. And I'm just going to press that down. So now what I can do, because I have it laying where I want it, I'm going to continue adding some more tape going across. And press down, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And lay that down flat. And then what we can do is flip it over, and we're going to use our cheater method. And I'm going to cut some of this off of here because we don't need it. I just wanted to make sure that I did get the Merry Christmas in the center. So I'm going to flip this and just put that down like so. I'm going to make sure I get that laying flat, even. And then I'll do the same thing here. And I know it seems like I'm wasting ribbon, but I just want to make sure I got that Merry Christmas in there. So I'm going to cut that off. And then I'll take another piece of tape. And with that, make sure that's even. And then I'll put that across there. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and add that layer onto the card. So once again, I'm going to get out my scrap sheet of paper. And I'm going to tape this down. And I'm only putting it on here because I don't want to get any of the tape on this sheet right here, and then it'll get on the front of my card. So I'm going to get my edges, and then I'll get this X. And then we'll be ready to tape it down. Move that out the way. And we're going to open up our card. And we'll add our next layer. And line this up. And there you have it. So now we have our 3 layers. So now let's talk about our embellishment that we use the Cricut for. So now what I've done is I've cut out the bell, and it is from the Artiste Cartridge, which is a close to my heart cartridge, and it is on page 53, and we cut out this bell right here. It's accent 3. So now, of course, I used my Gypsy to cut mine out, but you don't have to. You can use your Cricut. And I've cut it out at 3 inches. So what you want to do, let's go to that cartridge. And it is key number 23. So you're going to hit your accent 3 and key number 23. And it looks like this. That is this layer here. And what I've also done is gone ahead and taken it and run it through my Cuttlebug textile folder to make it look like this. And then to get this layer, and this was cut with some of the Recollections metallic cardstock, and then I took and embossed it using the Recollections antique gold embossing powder. So to cut that one, you're going to hit your accent 3, the shift lock, and then number 23. And it looks like this. So now, I was very surprised that I got the intricate cut that I did with this, but I started off with the new Cricut mat. So my mat was nice and fresh and new, so it was still sticky. So now what I want to do is I want to lay this on top of here, and I believe I'm going to pop this up rather than gluing it right on top of there. Or maybe I'm going to pop the whole ornament up. I think I'm going to glue this and then pop the whole entire ornament up. So let's get out our two-way zig pen and get this on here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through my Xyron machine because I need to make sure that this sticks down on top of this texture here. So let me do that and then I'll come back. Okay everybody, so I'm back and I've run it through my Xyron. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add my top layer to the bottom layer. And then I'm going to just press down. I think it needed that rather than using the two-way zig pen because I don't think the two-way would have held it down. So now what we want to do is we want to get some I forgot what these things are called. Well, you know what I mean. Dimensionals. I don't know why I forgot what they were called, especially since I used them quite a bit with my card making. Okay, so now we've got our dimensionals on, and we're going to go ahead and take our tape backing off, and then we'll be able to add the bell to our card. So we'll take that last one off. And then I'm going to place it right here in the center. So now the last thing I want to do is go ahead and add my, you know what, bling. And then I will be back with the finished card. Okay everybody, so I am back with my finished card. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and added my bling in the corner, in each corner. And then I've taken some Jolie stickers, and they're in the shape of bells, and added those on the card, as well as this little bow. And this little bow, I believe, is a Recollections bow. So what I'm doing this year is using some of the sticker embellishments that I have to enhance my card, rather than cutting something out with the Cricut or Erica, just to make it a little easier for everybody to make their cards. So the other thing that I've done for my inside is I've taken some white cardstock, and it was some of the Georgia Pacific cardstock, and I've used my Card Creator layer B, and this size measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then I took this Ranger Perfect Pearls Mist, and this color is heirloom gold, and sprayed the paper. And then I've taken some of my Cherry Lynn dies. Once again, this is the Holly Corner. It is B as in boy 184, and this time I left this piece on and put one in each corner opposite each other. And then I've taken a stamp that I've gotten from my Stampin' Up! Season's Greetings. It's from 2002, and stamped a message or a sentiment in the inside. Now, one thing I want to talk about is the Perfect Pearls Mist. When I purchased this, it actually was a lighter color. But I also noticed that they had something in the inside. I guess that is to keep it so that the glitter does not clog up the nozzle. I want to warn everybody, if you go back to my very first video, I did a video on purchasing some Glimmer Mist. And I purchased quite a few bottles. I don't remember offhand how many it was, but I know it was a lot of Glimmer Mist. And I happened to watch a video because I was trying to figure out how to keep the glitter from sticking, or from the Glimmer Mist not coming out of the cap or the bottle. It seems to always get stuck, and I would have to poke it with a pen to get it to come out. So I found this video where the person recommended that you add little BBs, 1 or 2, to your bottle, and then you can swirl it around to keep it from clogging. What I found when I did that was that it changed the color of my Glimmer Mist. I end up having to throw a lot of my Glimmer Mist out because the color was no longer the color that was on the bottle or the name of the bottle. Some of them, especially the lighter colors, they ended up being so dark they had nothing to do with the color that they originally were. So what I did was I went back and took all of the BBs out, and I had just, some of them only had 1 BB in there, and removed those and tried to save that color, but it didn't work out, so I ended up throwing them away. So I was not happy about that because Glimmer Mist, as you know, runs $8 to $9 a bottle, so I was not happy that I had to throw a lot of mine out. So I just wanted to warn everybody, if you have added the BBs in your Glimmer Mist and then you go back and look, you'll find that it might not be the color that you originally purchased. So I didn't add BBs to this, but apparently the company did, and I noticed that it's a different color than what it was when I first bought it. So just a warning, be careful when you do that. So that's it, everybody. This is day 2 of my Christmas card series, and I've also made an envelope to go along with it. So now, don't forget to come back and watch day 3. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.